Hey guys, Frank Flegg here from Ethical Property Partners, the place where we help you to make annual returns on your property on a monthly basis. So I've just stopped here at the very sunny today Foss Park to charge the car, and I wanted to make this quick video about how to pick letting agents. It's one of the most important things you can do, because you, as a sophisticated property investor, don't want to be continually managing properties yourself. The reason for that is your hourly rate will never be as high managing properties as it will be buying properties, refurbishing properties, creating high monetization strategies. That's where your £1,000 an hour tasks are going to be found, whereas you're managing your lettings are more like £10 an hour, £100 an hour tasks. So how do you pick a quality letting agent? Well, I've done this recently. It was a really chance encounter. I was looking for my own rental property to live in, and I spoke to quite a lot of letting agents, and one of them was really on it. He was super aggressive, really proactive, very hungry, and I was very impressed with him. And after we were done chatting and stuff, he said, what can I do? He obviously had to ask, well, what's your income like and what do you do for a living, etc. And at the end of all that, he said, what do I need to do to get your business? Which is such a good question. And I said, well, I have been really impressed with you. I'd love to try you out. And here's my first tip. Always, my finger's healing, by the way. I cut my finger with a chef's knife. It's getting better. It didn't come off. Always try your letting agents out with one property first. Not the best way of trying a letting agent out, because you are only going to get a limited amount of experience with them, and they're only going to do a few lettings months because it's one property. You'd get far more experience with them if you gave them all 100 of your properties, but far higher risk. So that's my suggestion. Start with one property first. Now, the thing about it is you have to interrogate them. So you have to give them the property for sure, but go through all their paperwork really carefully. So I gave this guy a chance, and true to what I expected, he found me a tenant at higher rent than I expected really quickly, like 24, 36 hours. Very impressive. He moved them in really quick as well, within a week. Really good. And I was thinking, I'm going to give this guy more properties, but I didn't. I held off because I wanted to see how he did in terms of renting the property, as in managing it and sorting maintenance. Lo and behold, 4 maintenance issues. Now, this property was tenanted quite happily for 18 months before, no maintenance issues. 4 maintenance issues in the first 2 weeks. And so I had a lovely woman, not my man who's now moved on to his next landlord to get more tenants, because he's the salesperson, he's the hungry salesperson. And lovely lady phoned up. She's in Liverpool though, Liverpudlian accent. I said, whereabouts are you? Oh, I'm in Liverpool. Okay, that's a long way from Derbyshire, but okay. We've got some issues with your property, Frank. So this is where you can really test them out. And I said, okay, what's the problem with that? And I just asked more questions. So the washing machine door has got a crack in it. And I said, okay, is it leaking? Oh, I don't know. Let me check. So she went back. Bad sign, by the way, if they can't answer your questions. They haven't asked enough questions of the tenants. That's what that means. And so came back. No, it's not leaking. And I said, well, is the washing machine working? I believe so. Still didn't know the answers. Okay. Why do we need to change it? It's got a crack. It's an internal crack, so you can't cut your finger on it. And I don't know what it is. It's like double glazed door, and there's a crack on the inside. So all it is if you look really carefully, you can see a crack. And I said, it's been like that for ages. It works just fine. It was like that on the inventory. I found a photo. And again, this is all my time. And this is what they should be doing on my behalf. They should be batting the tenant back on stuff that are improvements. It's a £1,200 washing machine. It's a, I don't know how to pronounce it, M-I-E-L-E washing machine, 1,200 quid. So I didn't put it in, by the way. It was there when I bought it from the vendor. We need to be batting that back to them. We can't just go, oh yeah, we'll replace that. What, like for like, put another 1,200 quid in? That's like my profit for probably 2 years on that property. So I then went through the other issues with her that they were claiming were issues, and it turns out that I think one, we're going to actually do a little bit of work, but there were 3 that weren't legitimate at all. And you only find this out when they've started managing the property. It turns out that they subcontract the management to another company, another lettings company. Never knew that at all. In the small print of their contract, now I have to admit, I read it in about 10 minutes, so I didn't go through all the detail. They'd made a mistake on their contract. They'd quoted me 14% when my man, who was hungry for my business, had quoted me 8%. So I got them to change that. I did check that. But what I didn't check was all of the extras. Do you know what the extras came to by the time they'd moved the tenant in? I think I got $925 a month for it. I got 50 quid in my bank account. So that's £875 costs to move a tenant in on a £925 property. That is crazy. I've never paid that in my life. And that's going to have an impact if those tenants turn over regularly. Now, my man is back on the phone to me. He's saying, can I have some more? When do you want to transfer the rest of your portfolio? And I've had to say to him, do you know what? I'm not comfortable doing it yet. I need to see how you guys get on, because they didn't pay us very quickly. I think it took 3 weeks to pay us. Well, I would expect my money, I do expect my money within about 7 days. If the tenant pays on a Monday, I don't expect the following Tuesday to be waiting for money. I certainly don't expect to be paid 3 weeks later. So it's about feeling them out. Now, what I sometimes see with investors is that they try and leverage themselves too quickly. So they'll bring in a letting agent before they've actually got enough experience of lettings themselves. And that's a mistake, always a mistake. My suggestion, if you're starting out, is manage your own properties for the first 6 to 12 months. And then if you've got 10 by then, well, if you've been investing for 12 months and you've managed all your properties, yeah, you could have 12 actually, 10 or 12 properties if you're following the EPP system. Then you might, if you've got 10, let's say, you might give 1 or 2 to an agent to see how well they do. You can compare the rents they get. You can see how much of your time it takes, because it still takes your time to manage the agent managing your property. You don't want them making decisions for you. If I'd abdicated those decisions, they would have spent probably about £1,500, £2,000 worth of my money. And so you need to have a handle on your agents. Unfortunately, you shouldn't have to, but you do have to. And so I would say, 1 or 2 out of 10 or 20% of your properties. And then as you get more experience and more trust with those agents, then you can start giving them more properties. However, you never want to have all your properties with one agent. My recommendation is 3 or 4 agents at all times. Even if you've got 50 properties with one agent and 3 with one and 5 with one and 4 with another, that's fine, because it just means if one of them gets rubbish, you can transfer them quickly because you've got an established relationship, you've got trust, and you know they're a safe pair of hands. Guys, I hope you found that episode about letting agents and how to outsource your property to letting agents useful. If you know someone that you'd like to share this episode with who'd benefit from it, please do so. And until next time, happy investing.